15 Things You Didn't Know About Martin Scorsese. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. In this video, we take a closer look at Martin Scorsese, who's known today as the greatest living American filmmaker. He is one of the most prolific directors in the history of film and has received numerous nominations and awards in his highly successful career. He is also, by the way, one of the wealthiest directors in Hollywood today, having amassed a considerable fortune in his long career as a director, actor, producer, screenwriter, and film historian. He is regarded as one of the most influential and significant filmmakers in cinematic history, having been nominated for an Academy Award for Best Director 8 times. We at Alux constantly have our eye on the most influential and successful people alive today. And so we've made another incredible video, this time about Martin Scorsese, uncovering facts about him that many of us did not know. And so, without further ado, here are 15 facts you didn't know about Martin Scorsese. Number 1. He once directed an ad for an Italian luxury brand. In 2013, Martin Scorsese directed a 2.5-minute advertisement for an Italian luxury brand, Dolce & Gabbana. The director made sure he got top-tier talent for the ad. It shows Scarlett Johansson and Matthew McConaughey driving around the strangely empty streets of New York in a vintage Alfa Romeo, musing about long-lasting love. Number 2. This famed director himself is a celebrity endorser. For a long time now, Scorsese has been an endorser for certain lucky brands, mainly American Express and Hennessy Cognac. These products benefit from what Scorsese himself has embodied over the years: quality and taste. Number 3. Martin Scorsese finally got De Niro and DiCaprio to work together, but not on a film, much to everyone's disappointment. But there is an amusing short video that is actually an advertisement for City of Dreams, a luxury resort with hotels, fine dining restaurants, a theater, a casino, and other entertainment spots in the Philippines. In the video, De Niro and DiCaprio pretend to battle it out in the audition for a part, and Scorsese talks about how much he loves City of Dreams. Side note, De Niro's acclaimed Japanese restaurant Nobu is located at the City of Dreams, and so perhaps he is behind the idea for the video. Number 4. Martin Scorsese's net worth is around $100 million. With his prolific filmmaking advertisements, endorsements, and most likely other investments, Martin Scorsese is one of the richest directors alive today. He now commands a salary of $10 million per picture, although when a film goes over budget, the director has to return part of his salary to the investors, which is what happened with Gangs of New York. Scorsese only took home $6 million for that movie. Only $6 million. Don't we all wish we had a paycheck that was as nice as that? Number 5. His biggest hit earned almost $400 million. In 2013, The Wolf of Wall Street, starring longtime Scorsese collaborator Leonardo DiCaprio, was the director's first movie to break the $300 million mark, and eventually went on to make $389 million. The closest he ever got to that was another movie with DiCaprio, Shutter Island, which made $294.8 million in 2010. The Wolf of Wall Street also earned 5 Academy Award nominations. Number 6. A sickly childhood is responsible for his love for films. Martin Scorsese suffered from asthma as a child, and instead of allowing him to play outside, his parents would take him and his brother to watch films on Saturdays. Scorsese fell in love with cinema at an early age, having watched his first movie at the age of 4. He has carried on the tradition of watching movies on Saturdays with his teenage daughter Francesca and her friends in their $12.5 million mansion in New York. He describes his youth in the cinema as an unintentional film school. Number 7. If you're closely related to Scorsese, chances are you'll appear in his films. Martin Scorsese has his parents, Charles and Catherine Scorsese, in Goodfellas. His daughter, Dominica Cameron Scorsese, has a small role in the movie Cape Fear, and his youngest daughter, Francesca, was in The Aviator and The Departed. Scorsese himself appears in several of his own films, including Taxi Driver. Number 8. The American Film Institute put 3 Scorsese films on their top 100 list. 3 of Martin Scorsese's movies are on the AFI's list of greatest movies in America. Raging Bull is actually in the top 10, landing at number 4. Taxi Driver is number 52, and Goodfellas is at 92. And in 2007, in a poll by Total Film magazine, Scorsese received the distinction of being the second greatest director of all time, second to only Alfred Hitchcock. Number 9. His lengthy career is full of nominations and awards. The films Martin Scorsese has directed have earned a whopping 80 Oscar Award nominations, with 20 wins, 56 Golden Globe nominations, and 11 wins, BAFTA nominations, and 23 wins. Scorsese himself has won the AFI Lifetime Achievement Award, the Golden Globe, Cecil B. DeMille, and the BAFTA Fellowship Academy Award, among numerous other nominations and wins. Number 10. Robert De Niro helped Martin Scorsese beat his drug addiction. In the 1970s, Martin Scorsese was addicted to cocaine. It was at that same time that his movie New York, New York came out, but it received bad reviews and failed at the box office. This drove Scorsese into a deep depression and further drug use. His addiction got so bad that when he was in the Canes and there was no cocaine to be found, Scorsese hopped on a private jet to Paris to buy the drug. At one point, Scorsese almost died, but Robert De Niro convinced him to kick his drug addiction so they could do Raging Bull together, which they did to commercial and critical acclaim. Scorsese isn't the only celebrity who has ever kicked an addiction. We've covered this in detail in our 15 celebrities you didn't know that went to rehab video, which you can check out by clicking in the top right corner. Number 11. Martin Scorsese has been married 5 times. Yes, you heard that right, 5 times. He was married to Isabella Rossellini, the daughter of one of his idols in filmmaking, Ingmar Bergman. Rossellini was his third wife from 1979 to 1982, when he was still married to producer Barbara DeFina from 1985 to 1991. He was also dating actress Leanna Douglas. He seems to have settled down, though. He married current wife Helen Schermerhorn Morris in 1999, and they've been together since then. Number 12. He is one director who loves music. As a young man, he worked as an assistant director in the 1970 documentary Woodstock, which chronicled the legendary music festival in 1969. He also worked on the last film Elvis Presley had ever made, Elvis on Tour, in 1972. Scorsese also directed the video for Michael Jackson's Bad, and in 2012 he worked on the documentary George Harrison, Living in the Material World, for which he won 2 Emmy Awards. Music-loving Scorsese also carries his iPod with him. Number 13. If he likes you, he will work with you again. Martin Scorsese is known to work with the same actors and crew over and over again, which is great news, since he is extremely prolific. His best-known collaboration is with Robert De Niro, with whom he has worked on 8 feature films and 1 short film. Of late, people are calling Leonardo DiCaprio Scorsese's new De Niro because they have made 5 films together. Other frequent collaborators are Harvey Keitel, Joe Pesci, Danielle Day-Lewis, Jude Law, Alec Baldwin, and others. He has also worked with the same editors, screenwriters, costume designers, and cinematographers, many of whom have gone on to win Academy Awards with their respective categories. Number 14. Martin Scorsese signed a petition for director Roman Polanski's release. Scorsese was among the celebrities who signed a petition for the release of director Roman Polanski, who had pleaded guilty to raping a 13-year-old girl in his home in 1977. He then took flight to escape jail time, but in 2009, when he flew to Zurich, Switzerland to receive an award for filmmaking, he was immediately arrested. Many of the actors who attended the same festival put up a petition immediately, which was signed by members of the Hollywood elite, including Scorsese, Woody Allen, Jonathan Demme, David Lynch, and others. This naturally outraged human rights activists who demanded justice for the young girl. Number 15. Martin Scorsese is banned from entering China. In 1997, Scorsese made a film called Kundun, which was about the early life of the Dalai Lama. However, this film portrayed China in a very poor light, showing the brutal Chinese invasion of Tibet, and this led to an argument between Disney Studios and Chinese officials. Scorsese was subsequently banned from entering both China and Tibet. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. 15 things about Martin Scorsese you probably didn't know about. Thank you for watching this video from Alux about the greatest living American filmmaker. How about you? What is your favorite Scorsese movie? Is it Taxi Driver or Raging Bull or Goodfellas? Or maybe one of the new ones starring Leonardo DiCaprio, like Gangs of New York or Shutter Island, or maybe even Wolf of Wall Street? We'd like to know. Let us know in the comment section below. Before we end, as a special bonus for all you Aluxers who made it to the end, we have another little known fact about Martin Scorsese. Martin Scorsese banned smoking on the set of The Last Temptation of Christ. Yes, you heard that right. One reason was that Scorsese is still prone to asthma attacks once in a while, but the more important reason is that he wanted the actors to stay true to their Bible characters for authenticity's sake, and he could not risk photos leaking of Jesus smoking a cigarette, because that would have been much too scandalous. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on social media or ask us questions on our website at Alux.com. Thank you for being an Aluxer.